Hey there, folks. Bill O'Leary coming to you with the question today that I'm going to answer. What is a certificate of trust in estate planning? So what I'm going to teach you are three things in this video. Number one, what a certificate of trust is. Number two, what a certificate of trust includes or contains. And three, why it's used in estate planning. First, quickly introduce myself. Again, my name is Bill O'Leary. I am an estate planning lawyer. I also do elder law, probate, and estate and trust administration with Legacy Planning Law Group in Jacksonville, Florida. So let's jump into the issue. Look, making a trust can be a very powerful way to protect your assets and provide for your loved ones, no question. And a trust, you see, allows your estate to go smoothly and easily to your loved ones at your death outside of the probate court. So if you've created a trust as part of your estate plan, there may be times while you're still alive when you have to prove to some third party that your trust exists, or you may have to confirm who has the power to manage the trust, or maybe verify some other important details. So this is where a certificate of trust comes into play. A certificate of trust, also sometimes called an affidavit of trust or a memorandum of trust, it's a legal document that is used to certify the existence of your trust and to prove a trustee's legal authority to act on behalf of the trust. It's shorter than the actual legal trust document by miles. And what's nice about a certificate of trust is that it gives sort of basic details about the trust to other people without making every aspect of your trust public. A certificate of trust gives the trustee the ability to provide anyone who needs it, again, as I said, important information about the trust, things like the date that it was created, the legal name of the trust, the name of the trustee, and some other important information. And often banks and other financial institutions require a certificate of trust before allowing a trustee to act on behalf of the trust. Now, because trusts are powerful and really comprehensive estate planning tools, banks and other financial institutions, as I said, they're going to want to see the documentation for a trust, again, in order to verify that certain assets are indeed inside the trust or held by the trust and remain under control of the trustee. So that would be you if you set up a revocable trust, or sometimes called a living trust. Look, and let's say you're dealing with taking out a loan. A lender is not going to want to give out a loan if you don't have access as a trustee to certain assets that can be used as collateral in the event that you can't repay. In addition, banks and other institutions want to ensure that someone claiming to be the trustee is in fact acting under the legal authority of an existing trust document, which also would include the assets or the funds that they wish to access. Now, when you create a trust, all of the details about the trust, they're written into the legal trust document. And this includes information that you frankly may not want to share with other people like banks, details about what the trust owns, asset-wise, property-wise, how much the assets are worth, who your beneficiaries are, how it's going to be split up. Frankly, it's none of the bank's business. So again, that's where a certificate of trust is used in lieu of the actual trust. Now, it is true that if you want to, you could just use a copy of the entire trust document to verify the existence of your trust to third parties. Sure, you could. But again, trust documents are often quite long, complicated, and full of, as I said, a lot of confidential information that you may want to keep private. So a certificate of trust is short, sweet, and to the point. So here's some basic sort of things that you would see in a certificate of trust: the name of the trust, person who set it up, who the acting trustee of the trust is, maybe some of the trustee's powers, maybe that a bank would want to see that the trustee has sort of authority over banking and financial transactions. Certificate will also say whether this trust is revocable or irrevocable, whether it's changeable or not. It will also identify any successor trustees after you. It would also identify the trust ID number, the trust or the tax identification number, I should say. And by the way, if you have a living trust, that is almost always your own social security number. And the title to the assets will be reflected in this certificate. Now, here in Florida, a certificate of trust needs to meet Florida law, citing Florida law. So not only does it need to contain certain things and have proper citations to statutes, as I said, but also it needs to be executed, signed in the correct way. That's why getting help from an estate planning lawyer like us at Legacy Planning Law Group really is the best practice. Now, there are times when you may need to update an existing certificate of trust. It could become necessary, let's say if a trustee dies, or if your trust hasn't been updated in a long time and things have changed in the interim. Another reason you may need to update your certificate of trust is if the trust, let's say, is going to be buying or selling real estate. A classic example. And oh, by the way, if you buy or sell real estate on behalf of the trust, you probably are going to have to end up what's called recording the certificate of trust with the county land records, and the title company will want that as well. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about what a certificate of trust is in the context of estate planning and maybe how we could help, we'd love to talk to you. So we invite you to go ahead and take that first step to schedule a free 15-minute phone call that we call our discovery phone call. Just go to our scheduling link. If you go to the bottom of this video and to click on it, takes you to our booking calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you, and we'll jump on the call. If you'd like to learn some other things about estate planning and elder law and trusts and probate and so forth, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legacy Planning Law Group. We have a growing number of videos, and we're going to be making more. If you've enjoyed this video, we'd ask that you like it. So Bill O'Leary signing off for now. On behalf of everybody here at Team Legacy, go make it a great day and a better world.